If you right now need some certain type of direction in your life, you maybe have something that you really want an answer on. Maybe you don't know if you should continue doing something or course direct. Maybe you're actually seeking answers for, should I continue with this or should I stop? Should I do it in a certain way or should I do it in a different way than I've done from before? And when we are in these type of pivoting moments, signs are your best helper. Because signs, according to me, can really help when we need that kind of direction on our journey. But the problem is that usually we do not tend to receive the signs. We do not tend to listen to them, or we do not interpret them. In lack of better word, we are becoming lazy. And we're becoming lazy because one part of us does not believe that that's the answer, or one part of us is used to go against what we intuitively feel. So science can be everywhere, right? You can see it in numbers or see it in animals or in the landscape around you. But of course, it is also the landscape within. How you feel about something, if you get a very strong sense of something, if you get a strong nudge or, a thought or a voice, it can be whatever. Like you get signs in different ways. When we learn how to interpret these signs, we can really get direction in life. This has happened for me so many times when I am in these kind of moments of just like, I need an answer now. I'm going crazy soon. I need an answer. I need a direction. I need to go how to move forward. What's the next step for me? And in those moments, signs do always show up for me. And it shows up in such a beautiful way that I'm always like, wow, I'm so supported actually. Always so supported. I can just ask. So you maybe have done this yourself, but I keep on hearing people that are, they got a sign in some sort. They were just like, okay, I saw 222 and then I saw 222 again and again for a couple of days now or a couple of weeks or whatever. What do you think that mean? I've been thinking about Googling about it, but I haven't done it yet. Or you maybe say that, I didn't want to do this thing. And then I saw this sign. Is this a sign that I should do it anyways? We have these different ways and we have these different habits actually of going against our own will and going against our own intuition. And when we learn how to speak the language of signs, we also learn actually to listen more to our intuition and believe in it. So what can we do? How can we interpret signs that comes in our way? I will go directly into it, and I will also maybe tell a little bit fun story as well that happened just a couple of days ago for me actually. Anyhow, so first and foremost, I believe when it comes to signs, no matter if it is in numbers if it comes that a person talks to you, a flyer shows up somewhere, you get a letter, you get an email, you see something on YouTube, you like recognize or pay attention to something on a title, whatever it is actually, like signs can really come everywhere. Like the difference from something just being like life or not being so significant is that one way or another, it is a strong feeling for you. Or one way or another, you feel something special about it. You get a little bit like, what's that actually? When you are in that kind of conflict, already then you know that maybe it might actually be a sign, because or else you would be so sure that it wasn't a sign that you wouldn't even think about it, or the other way around. So I've been becoming better and better in actually receiving the signs so that they can give guidance and give me the answers when I need it. And one of the things that I decided for a while back now was to actually decide for the signs when they should come to me. And that made it so much easier for me to actually receive the sign. So when I'm in a bigger manifestation, a grander manifestation, something that I really want to move through with the most, I tell myself, my higher self and my guides that I want signs in these. And sometimes I can have something open, for instance, spirit animals is such a thing that I haven't decided that it's just for this manifestation, for instance. I know when spirit animal is, appear to me, so to say, they have a certain message for me. And probably it is messages that I haven't really paid attention to, or maybe it's in my subconscious mind or something like that. But then I have other decisions. For instance, I have decisions for numbers. Numbers are those that I say that right now I have this manifestation. This is what I really want to move through with my life. So if you, when I want answers in regards to this manifestation, send me numbers or send me other things so that I understand that it is about this manifestation. But I'm being very intentional with reading the signs. I already decide for why I want to use signs and how I want to use them. And this has helped me tremendously to not be so vague about the signs are not that vague, but also not to be so hesitant and being back and forth with the signs, like was this a sign now, or what was it for, all of that. The next thing is also that if I have asked a question, so let's say that I haven't particularly asked a question about that bigger manifestation that I'm moving through at the moment. It might be other things, but then I know that if I ask a question and set out to, okay, I want an answer in this, I know that in the couple of days, in the couple of weeks coming, the signs that will be appearing to me will be in regards to this request because I've asked about it. I put it out there. So when it comes to science, you have to, as you see here already, really believe in it and really believe in your power of saying that I want it in this way. I need help in this way. Show me this direction. The classical, I just made my decision and now signs are keep on appearing. Did I take the wrong decision? If you felt really great about taking that decision, if you felt that this was really true to me or my intuition really spoke to me here, I feel good about this decision, or I feel inspired, excited, peaceful, calm, safe, all of these feelings, that is really a direction for us that we are doing the right thing. If that happened in that situation, no, that is not a sign that you took the wrong decision. But it might have a deeper meaning, and if you don't look into it, the signs will keep on coming. So you maybe have been in these situations where you're just like, you're seeing signs over and over and just like, why is this happening? I mean, I don't understand. Should I not do this anyways, or what is it? But it might actually have this deeper meaning of that maybe you often do things against your will. So maybe you have to understand and learn that you should support yourself, or you should do things that you really want to do. It's almost as it is a sign of you realizing that this behavioral pattern has to change. So we don't need to be in these kind of situations over and over. So instead of becoming, unsure and confused and just like, wow, maybe I should have done this anyways, but it doesn't feel good to you taking that decision or making that step, then it might actually be that no, what you should understand in this situation is that you have to become more confident in yourself. You have to become more confident in believing in that you're taking the right decisions, or you have to begin to really take the decisions and make things for yourself that it's not going against your will. Of course, the background behind it, or the thing behind it, can be very different from person to person. These are just examples. But what I want you to understand and know is that usually there is a deeper meaning behind signs, and there are so many times when we are not listening to them. We're just saying like, was this the answer, or was this the answer? Did I understand it right now? But in the matter of fact, that is like, what is it that you're going to learn in this situation? What is it that you're going to understand more deeply? Especially, those times when you're just like, oh, I see this number everywhere. I see it all the time. It might actually appear because it is confirming something to you, or it's cheering you up, or it's telling you something that, yes, this is the right direction. Yes, you are receiving the signs, but dig a little bit deeper. What is it that you do right now? What is it that you do right now that maybe is really good? What is it that you should pay attention to so you continue to do this? Because what I notice also is that many people do use signs as confirmation. And you can use signs as confirmation, absolutely. But sometimes we are more like, okay, it means this. So great. Then I know that. And we don't actually do so much more about that sign, and we don't take it in. We don't, bring it into our embodiments or bring it into our knowledge and wisdom. We more so just almost as we're seeing something swooshing by and being a little bit happy in the moment, and then we forget all about it. Then in actions, in thoughts, in emotions, behaviors later, we show that we do not believe in this kind of sign that we saw for an hour ago or so, right? The third and the last thing I want to talk about today when it comes to signs is, and I would tell it with a story, but it is in regards to being open to receive. Okay, you probably heard this before, like you have to be open to receive in order for you to get things, or in order for you to, receive what it is that you want to attract and so forth. This is also true for when it comes to signs, because you have to be open for the different possibilities that signs can come through, but you also need to be open for that, they may be not coming through in exactly the way that you're picturing it, if you understand what I mean. So I will give you an example. So for a week ago almost, I had this kind of, okay, I need help now. I need signs. So I've been putting up, I've been doing a bunch of things in regards to my own webpage and where I'm putting up my course. And I have had these small technical things that just haven't worked, and things that it doesn't work, so to say, in the way that I want to. And in my mind, I really want this vibey and fun and lovely web page and all of that, yada yada. And anyhow, and I realized that, okay, either I have to, simplify it a little bit now in the beginning, or I will have to, postpone my launch. And I don't want to do that. I really want my course out. So I was asking and saying like, okay, I need a direction. Okay, give me help. I need a direction. First and foremost, the easiest way. How am I doing it in the easiest way possible? I always ask about that when I'm getting into this kind of frustration mode, because then I know I haven't seen it from the easy point of view. And secondly, I was just like, okay, give me an answer. Should I just do it as simple as possible and continue, or should I really do it the longer way, so to say, and really create the website, the dream website, how it looks like for me? I let it go for the whole day, and later that day in the afternoon, when I was on my way home, a guy started to talk with me on the street, and he was talking with me about religion, Christianity. And I was like, okay, this is odd. This is not something that usually happens on a day-to-day basis. I am, not at least for me, right? So it's like, okay, there is something up here. Okay, I will listen to him. So we had a discussion, and I felt more and more that, well, how long should I stand here? I don't receive anything. Like, where are the messages? Because I knew, I was waiting for an answer, right? So after a while, I said to him, like, yeah, thank you for the conversation, but I want to continue walking, so to say. And he said that, oh, but can't you check out my Facebook group? And my first reaction was like, no, because I'm not Christian, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, and we had that open conversation about that. What my beliefs are, that I feel the most free and the most resonant with me when I'm just in my spirituality and not belong to a certain religion. So I told all of that. So I was like, why should I even take his note? But something within me said, like, you should take this note. So I was like, okay, I'm taking this note. Taking the notes, walking by, and I'm about to just like, I don't receive the messages anyways. I will throw the note. And I got this voice again, you should not throw the note. So I'm coming in, opening my door, looking at the note again, and then it strikes me. And the revelation came through me being very judgmental. Okay, so I was looking at the note and just like, okay, if this guy is going around promoting his religion, promoting that he wants to teach others in Christianity and so forth, like if he does that, why does he write on a blank page without just ink his Facebook group? Why doesn't he have anything printed or something, that looks a little bit more special? That was my thought. That was my judgmental thought. And in that thought, I was just like, oh, Wait a minute, he make it as simple as possible. This is so simple. You almost can't make it simpler. And that was my answer. As simple as possible as of now. Why I tell this story, and this is happening to me all the time. Like I have so many stories in regards to science, and so many stories in regards to how we always have helpers around. But the relevance of this story is really that I didn't think that I would receive the answer from a random dude on the street. I didn't know I would receive the answer once I was done with the conversation, right? I thought there was something in the conversation, so I listened carefully and I was like, there is something in the conversation. It wasn't anything about the conversation, but I kept open and receptive because I knew I'm going to get my answer. So I knew that I have to continue to be open. And it was a couple of times I was like, okay, I'm going to throw the note. No, you're not going to throw the note. I listened to that voice. I listened to that inner nudge. You're not going to throw it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not receiving it now, the messages, but in one way or another, I should keep this. And the last point about this is really the importance of letting it go. Every time I tell these stories, because when I have these fun stories, I always run home and just like, I want to tell you to my partner because I think it's so fun to talk about. And almost every single time we have these conversations, he's always reminding me of a very important thing. You let go. He's saying it every time, like, here's the importance, you let it go. And he's true about that. When we're letting things go, when we are just asking and then letting it go, as I did in the morning, right? I asked and then I let it go. I didn't even think about it a second throughout the whole day. So I was in a very relaxed state. I was already in an open and receptive state. And later on as well, I was like, okay, I didn't receive the answer from this dude. Well, maybe it wasn't from him. Okay, I'll let it go. I want to throw the note. Okay, I should have it still with me. Why? I don't know. Okay, but I let it go. There were so many small little micro ways where I also let it go all the time. And I was just like, I know that I will get the answer. So it will come when it comes, When you are in that relaxed state, then is when you're able to be open and receive these messages. So I know that we can talk about all different things about signs and synchronicities. We can also have this conversation about how do we read them in a way that what do they mean and so forth. And here's really to, develop your own internal language with signs, understand more, read more about it, gain the wisdom, but really tune in also to how can this be applied to my own situation. Because we have been speaking stories and symbolism since like ancient times, so we know that language to the core. Believe in yourself when I tell that you know that language to the core. It's just that sometimes we need to sit with it a little bit, and I think that then is when we kind of get a little bit lazy once again and just like, I don't know what it means, and we do the quick Google. Google can really help us as well. Like, all tools can really help us. But I think it's also important that we really tune in and think of, if this appeared and I really feel that this animal, for instance, is appearing again and again in a weird way or whatever, what does a bear mean to me? What does an owl mean to me? What does a dove mean to me, right? How do I see and perceive that animal? So next time you want direction in life, next time you want to take the next step, or you want an answer in something, I hope that this inspired you to really become close with signs and understanding them from your point of view, being open and receptive to it, letting it go when you're asked the question, and believe in that you will receive the signs for you. And also listen to the deeper meanings, right? Thank you so much for listening in today. I hope that you have a great day. Keep on listening to your Within Talks. Bye.